8th, 2025. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and my content is not for everyone. No, that's a check up, you goddamn. My content matters. Okay. It really is. Always be yourself with no intentions to the genuine ones. With no misintentions, I truly hope all is well in your end, and I say that respectfully. You know, gang stalking is real till it's your household, and you're not doing it for likes and views, cloud chasing or fame. How folks will try to pretend they showing you the emotional support, only because they couldn't kick it with you at the end of the day. They want to discourage you when it comes to your faith. They want you to be in the mindset, not understanding boundaries. They want you to be in the mindset, understanding that, hold on one second, unconditional love shouldn't be in your vocabulary. When you was far from a hater, didn't have to pretend to be authentic. Got your next door neighbor a different tax bracket, playing with spoken in a toxic way, playing with witchcraft, voodoo. You put a name in your book at the end of the day. When they try to humble you, it be dudes and chicks the end of the day that be trying to size you up. Put you in a mindset living in fear, but God truly shows you your reality. Unconditional love is different. They would never understand that you have to participate in that hate train. When folks try to dim you like they project game, you know they was applying mind manipulation games. At the end of the day, the energy harvest off your energy so you won't see your potential, how this type of stuff actually happens. Being authentic will truly bother someone's mental health. How it took a hate train to discourage the next person. The innocent person didn't have to pretend to be authentic. It was truly a blessing. You know, that was a gift from God. We don't pray the same, but hold on one second, love. I never had hate in my vein. Always be yourself with no intentions. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and today is currently September 8th, 2025. To the genuine ones with no intentions, I truly hope all is well in your end, and I truly hope that you continue to find peace within regards to who gave up on you or overlooked you during your journey. You matter and you are worthy. My content is not for everyone, and that's okay. As long as you showed up, being comfortable in your skin, they was projecting spoke in the ill way, cheering you on. Who would have knew that God wasn't dimming your light to truly show you what a fruitful cup looks like up close in person? The energy is different when it comes to confidence. The outside world that understands your reality, how you tie your shoe different. Respect was a two-way street when folks in the background try to humble you, but God didn't distract you because God was really protecting you. I may not make sense to the average person, but being authentic at the end of the day, they would never understand gravity is different. Always be yourself, no intentions. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect. The energy is different when it comes to maturing, acting your body weight, regardless of your dude or chick, didn't matter your sexual orientation that day. How the enemy trying to project pain, but God was really showing you that, hold on one second, I got your back. Looking the devil in their eye, didn't matter their tax bracket. They was playing with witchcraft voodoo, hacking your device with their bad habits. You didn't have to get physical when they tried to discourage you. They wanted you to be a crasher, but you truly understood at the end of the day, God been humbled you. You know that energy is different. It was never for likes and views of cloud chasing or fame. When God was presenting your mentor, when they said to you, hold on one second, you are not worthy another day. How this type of stuff actually happens. You know, because folks in different tax bracket with those spoken in a toxic way, let alone energy harvest off your energy and try to pretend at the end of the day truly showing you support, only just discourage you. Can't wait till you actually be in the mindset of being low vibrational. Hold on one second. It was never competition. You know, this type of stuff actually happens. Because folks with energy harvest off your energy and swear they got something to prove at the end of the day when they can't even go within actually be their authentic self. They got to steal someone's soul. Hold on one second. That conscience is different. We not the same, neighbor. Oh, because you told. You know, you told on yourself. Trying to hide behind a mask, playing with spoken in a toxic way. I may not make sense to the average person, but being authentic at the end of the day is truly a gift, not a curse. And I say that respectfully. Because you know when the right people walk into your life, they see you, they hear you, they respect you. They not energy harvesting, know if your energy. They didn't have to pretend to love you, respect you. Hold on one second. We wasn't the same at the end of the day. Because I never had hate in my vein. We don't pray the same. It be the train of thought for me how your next door neighbor in different tax bracket projecting spell work on you in a toxic way. They got he say, she say, different tax bracket. You ain't have to get physical besides speak up for yourself. You was never the issue. Imagine calling the devil out, looking them dead in their face the end of it because God gave you the strength. When it came to that conversation that day, don't say nothing. I got your back. They gonna see you within seeing because they see you at the end of the day. They try to pretend, hold on one second, they had their head down. When they was in the background, hold on one second, trying to project the mindset when it came to their own hate. You know, this type of stuff actually happens. How the devil would try to test you. The enemy would try to shortchange you, a communication to understand unconditional love, but God didn't stop loving you. The energy is different. They say God not real, but God was weathering that storm for you, overcoming obstacles. They would never understand that. Hold on one second, God been humbled you. It was never for likes and views of cloud chasing, loving yourself. Hold on one second. They try to project insecurities on you, but God should show you that you truly walk. I'm not your general expecting my content is not for everyone. You know, gang stalking is real to your household, and you're not doing it for likes and views of cloud chasing. You know, individuals will hack your devices, you know, send frequencies when it comes to music, or have a hate train towards you, hack your devices, emails, and then try to paint you to be mentally unstable. Or they will act like they had a conversation with you to blackmail you against you, all because you truly have potential. Never give up on yourself, and I say that respectfully, when someone says you don't have potential, or someone lacks self-control when it comes to discipline, someone has insecurity problems, someone has jealousy or hate or envy within them at the end of the day. And hold on one second, all you had to do is be yourself. We ain't the same. Today is currently September 8th, 2025. I'm still healing from a hate crime that was done to me by my neighbors in different tax brackets. I would never give up on myself, and I don't live in fear, and I'm far from insecure, and I say that respectfully, and I'm damn sure far from a hater. But dealing with a hate crime, and folks gotta play with spell work in a toxic way, hide their hands, though she's supposed to be bent out of shape, but she wasn't trying to catch a case, and be the train of thought for me when it comes to boundary and maturity. How you could be a female or a dude, and folks try to humble you. They try to paint you out to be the villain in their story, all because you understood unconditional love. Hold on one second, that gravity is different. Understand that, hold on one second. Your heavenly mother, Father God never gave up on you to weather that storm. How this type of stuff actually happens. Just because you never experienced gang stalking before doesn't mean someone else is not experiencing it, and I say that respectfully. Your voice matters, you love, you're respected, and you matter. Never allow someone to threaten your life because they live in an environment where it's the norm to pick and choose who folks want to bully at the end of the day when it comes to a hate crime. Or when it comes to a mindset because someone lacks self-control when it comes to discipline, didn't matter their tax bracket, but they malicious intentions. I may not make sense to the average person, but my content is not for everyone. It's not. How you don't have to know somebody for them to project spell on you. You don't have to know somebody for someone to send you the evil lie. You don't have to know somebody for them to feel that at the end of the day, it's their norm to project spell towards you. They will hack your devices, blackmail you against you as if they had a whole conversation with you, acting like they know you. How this type of stuff actually happens. Or they would pay people to project fear in you. Or they would pay people to dig up your past, to try to humiliate you, or make you feel like you're not worthy of loving yourself. Always be yourself. Don't pretentious. I'm nice and I'm respected. I'm far from a hater. And I say that respectfully, neighbor. No love was God's protection. No love was God's protection. Because God loves you when the enemy try to test you. You know, the fake love at the end of the day, that wasn't part of your vocabulary, love. That energy is different. Being authentic and being real. Didn't have to get physical when someone tried to kick you down. Hold on one second. I got lost in my words, but I understood my conscience. At the end of the day, I was still worthy of choosing myself. The energy is different. You know, when the enemy tries to test you, but God actually shows up for you. When the enemy tries to stop you, but God actually showing you that you are worthy. Yeah, you paid that bill that day. You still healing trauma and pain. It's not a race when it comes to your character traits. How folks will put you in competition all because you know how to respect yourself another day. You know that unconditional love is different. I love myself not to dim my light. I love myself not to dim my light. I love myself not to dim my light. You know that energy is different. You know, practice made perfect when it come to healing trauma and pain. It wasn't a game at the end of the day. Because it wasn't verse psychology, mind games when you had to let go of the past. Something that you wasn't running from when folks had ill intentions. The disrespect was real. But God was really showing you balance when it comes to communication going within to weather that storm to keep it real. I may not make sense to the average person, but being authentic, they will never understand God's motion. That is just different when it comes to your confidence. Always be yourself and nobody's attention, and I say that respectfully. They showed you fake love, but God shows you at the end of the day What real love looks like up close in person. It was never competition. I can't compete with my neighbor at the end of the day. We don't compare, but I still know I respect my neighbor, didn't have to pretend. Wishing my neighbor well, but not sending the evil lie. Because hold on one second, they want try to tell a lie. Because type of stuff actually happens. How folks will try to blackmail you against you, all because you truly got potential. You never had to kick somebody down, good day, bad day, misunderstanding day, weather in the storm they couldn't relate to, what's going within, understand unconditional love. Yeah, that's gonna bother certain folks' mental health, but you truly keeping the real love, being, hold on one second, authentic. My content is not for everyone. It's not. Say no love, no love, no love. Say no love, no love, no love. Say no love, no love, no love. But God loves it's different. Say God loves it different. The enemy was testing me, the enemy was testing me, but God got my back. Said the enemy was testing me, the enemy was testing me, but God got my back. Said the devil tried to step on my toes. But hold on one second, I wasn't trying to get discouraged when they tried to humble me that day. I've been humbled enough when it comes to a journey they can't relate to. Unconditional love started within. I poured into empty cups that couldn't respect me. They was truly pretending that day. They was projecting lust, mind manipulation games, but I wasn't trying to lose myself. The hand is just different when it comes to confidence. I wasn't running from my past. I don't seek revenge. Just speak it up for myself. Constantly bring someone's mindset, unhealthy habits. Because folks will try to paint you out to be the villain in their story. But God was really showing you communication to go within that. Hold on one second, you are worthy. Like, I love myself not to dim my light. I love myself not to dim my light. That energy is different. I love myself not to dim my light. Wow. You ever felt a wound within a wound? Only rest to hold on one second. How can you communicate the goal within understand that wound? It became the norm just to continue to put band-aids on it. Only rest to hold on one second. It didn't heal properly because you forgot at the end of the day to truly keep it real, to go within, to ask him, you know what? I am worthy. I am worthy of healing. I'm worthy of loving me. I'm worthy not to give up myself, even when they overlook me. I may not make sense to the average person, but who would not pour into myself to understand, hold on one second, I was outgrowing the norm. What they said at the end of the day, I wouldn't do that day. Become my best self-vision of myself when the enemy tried to stop me. Little devil tried to test me. But God was really showing at the end of the day what God spent the block for all the right reasons. God didn't reject me. I may not make sense to the average person, but always be yourself, no intentions. I'm far from a copycat, and I say that respectfully, regardless to who's trying to blackmail me against me, and I say respectfully. Always be yourself, no intentions. I'm Nigel Respect. Love yourself to better yourself, never dim your light. Love yourself to better yourself, never dim your light. Neighbor, 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 I'm far from a hater. Neighbor, neighbor, we're not the same, neighbor. It don't just have to take a month. It's an everyday type of process that folks are shortchanging themselves of their own life when it comes to a timeline. Growth, love, respect, honor, success. Who would have known that you was trying to get physical with yourself that day? Cutting yourself right to left. Hold on one second, you don't want to live to see another day. How this type of stuff actually happens. Someone can wear a smile so good, but only rest to hold on one second, they mentally unstable. And they just trying to better themselves to see better days ahead. But they don't see that they have their own potential. They overlook themselves when it comes to their words. How suicidal awareness is real. It shouldn't just take a day. It shouldn't just take a month. At the end of the day, someone just lost their life, all because of unconditional love. Someone they know how to love them, respect, and protect them. Someone they know how to speak to someone at the end of the day when it comes to unconditional love. This type of stuff actually happens. When folks say, I see you, I hear you, I respect you, but only rest to hold on 1 second. They don't have time for you. They overlook you. Hold on 1 second. They don't have time for you because they overlook you. When you got lost in your words, expressing yourself to the wrong person, only rest to hold on 1 second, I wasn't trying to hurt myself. How this type of stuff actually happens. Someone just lost their life just 6 minutes ago, all because of the fact they didn't have emotional support team. Someone didn't feel love, welcome. This type of stuff actually happens. Who would have knew? Dang. It could be someone that you know. This type of stuff actually happens. It shouldn't just have to take a month. Because this type of stuff happens every single day when it comes to suicide awareness. And you're mad and you're worthy. Healing trauma and pain is not a race overnight process. But you are worthy of the right people showing up for you and respecting it to overlook you. Not doing it for likes if you're a cloud chasing. You said, where's God at the end of the day? And only was to hold on 1 second. God was right there by your side when you least expected. I'm far from a hater, and they don't run through my vein. I know I respect my neighbor when they couldn't see. Today's currently September 8th, 2005. What's up, butterfly? You know, the devil told so many lies. So many lies. But living in fear wasn't part of one of them. Getting discouraged wasn't in your vocabulary when you least expected, shutting yourself down because it became the norm. But who would have knew God wasn't leading you wrong? You prayed to go within and God saw you. You prayed to go within and realized God didn't overlook you. Emotional support team, who would have knew? Being comfortable in your skin allow you to feel while you truly allow yourself to see the uniqueness that God endowed within you. Even when you get lost in your words, you continue to keep going. You know, the love that you have for yourself today, you look back in that couple of chapters behind you and say that, hold on 1 second, I made myself proud for choosing myself. It was never for likes and views of cloud chasing because you're still doing the work on that empty stomach. No, energy is different. It's days where you had that empty stomach. It's days where you didn't understand that, hold on 1 second, where was I going to get my next meal from? It was days when folks was throwing spoke at you in a toxic way. You know, playing with witchcraft, voodoo, had to take a whole group of people in different tax brackets. They try to dim your light when you even know you're under spiritual attack. Had your next door neighbor telling you every move like a bad habit. Didn't matter they tax bracket with their bad habits. Hold on 1 second. You didn't have to get physical. You know, gang stalking is real to your household. You're beautiful. You're handsome. How someone will send you the evil lie. How someone projects spell on you. All because, hold on 1 second, the devil was a lie. You know, because when God steps in, that energy is different. God had to spin a block to show you your intuition, allowing yourself to feel while you truly keeping it real. I love myself. Hold on 1 second. I almost overlooked myself, but God allowed me to see balance. You know, when you get lost in your words, they will never understand you. But the right people didn't have to pretend to truly respect you. Always be yourself in those attentions. I'm not using respect, and my content is not for everybody. It's poetry, my style. Love yourself, the better yourself, never dim your light. Loving yourself, the better yourself, never dim your light. Loving yourself, the better yourself, never dim your light. Dim. A light so bright, how could it possibly dim? I'm walking with God, so it can't be dim. The devil going to try to test you. The enemy going to try to size you up. But God didn't show you at the end of the day. God didn't show you. Because God showed up for you. God allowed you to see. You walk by faith, not by sight. Yeah, you're going to get lost in your words a couple of chapters. But that don't mean, hold on 1 second, give up on yourself when someone try to humble you. You know, because the outside world will try to discourage you, humble you, disrespect you out loud. They want you to maintain that smile. When you have to get physical, hold on 1 second, when they try to kick you down, I may not make sense to the average person, but I just want to go from point A to Z, not to get physical. You know, hold on 1 second, neighbor, I knew how to respect you, even when you couldn't relate to my love language, allowing me to choose me. You know, because people don't want you to choose yourself. But when God takes over that will, you know, when God spins the block, the energy is different. God was known for cell likes and views of cloud chasing. Because when you sit with your inner self and say, you know what? I choose me not to dim my light. I choose me not to dim my light. You know, that energy is different. I choose me not to dim my light. They don't see me, they don't hear me, but they not for me. Hold on 1 second, it was in competing. You know, because when folks overlook you, the right people see you, hear you, respect you. Hold on 1 second. They wasn't trying to shortchange of your mental when it comes to maturing. You know, the energy is different. I wasn't running from my past, but I understood, hold on 1 second, God's allowed me to fail. To keep it real. You know, that wound. You know, that abandonment. You know, putting in the mindset of living in fear. Someone didn't know how to love you, respect you, protect you. Even when you got lost in your words, certain folks will never understand you. Imagine trying to express yourself to the wrong person. And they say they hear you, but you continue to remember, you continue to repeat yourself when it comes to the same conversation. Only to realize the hold on 1 second, you wasn't giving up on yourself, but you had to let go, wasn't serving you, all because they just wanted you to feel like you wasn't worthy. Yeah. You know why? Because folks just want to get in your business. Just to talk about you like a bad habit. You know, then paint you out to be the villain. Talk about you mostly unstable. Say that you're crazy, slow, stupid, and retarded. But hold on 1 second. Everybody doesn't deal with the same kind of weight the same when it comes to healing trauma and pain. I don't mean narcotics. You know, my conscience, everybody not say that respectfully. Always be yourself in those attentions. I'm nice and respect. and I'm far from a hater. No, I haven't changed up. Y'all be yourself with my intentions. I'm not aging on respect. You know, you was given a name at birth, but only rest the hold on 1 second, your soul actually could talk. You know that soul that has a heart at the end of the day. You've been through so many obstacles when it comes to trauma and pain. You know one thing that you never did was switch up at the end of the day. You knew how to respect people, even when you couldn't see. They made you uncomfortable in your own skin in certain chapters, but hold on 1 second, you wasn't seeking revenge besides speaking up for yourself to keep it real. You know, you was given a name at birth. But faith hits different when you realize that hold on 1 second, it was never competition when your neighbor tried to be you. Wow. Be you, belittle you, disrespect you when you truly keeping it real. You know, faith is gonna bother someone's mental health. Oh, you know, stepping out on confidence that day. Oh, I get it. When you look in the mirror that you are worthy, not to get discouraged. I may not make sense to the average person, but you was given a name. A name as to who am I? A soul that's so beautiful and pure, genuine and kind at the end of the day, they don't know you. They swear they may know you at the end of the day. You let them fools long go a couple of chapters and they swear at the end of the day that you're still the same. You know, because you was given a name. And not only was you given a name, but they called you out your name. The disrespect was real. They was even trying to project spoken and talks what you know they did that day. How this type of stuff actually happens. You were supposed to lose yourself. You wasn't supposed to love yourself. You were supposed to be the biggest crash out. Only because hold on 1 second, God was allowing you to better yourself because you had a name that God gave you. The love that they can't relate to, hold on 1 second, it was never competing. You know, because God created a lane for you to see. I see, I see, I see. I walk by faith and I understand the light at the end. I see the light within me. The light that God allowed me to feel that, hold on 1 second, I made it to the end of that tunnel. Allow me to see the obstacles that was placed in front of me. Allow me to love me, to choose me. They said you're whack and you're corny, you're nobody, but you was being authentic when you was trying to hurt nobody. You know, when God gave you a name. When folks project the pain. You know, those folks that were supposed to protect you, love you, respect you, regardless if you came from poverty and pain or not that day. You know, that vocabulary is different. Unconditional love allows you to feel while you're still healing. To understand that, hold on 1 second, growth looks different. You took the step to say, you know what? I'm stepping for me today. Right, left, hold on 1 second. I wasn't trying to lose me. I love me enough to know I'm pouring into me. I love me enough to overlook me. Wow. You know, that light hits different. I may not make sense to the average person, but I'm not for you, and that's okay. That's why God gave you a name. You know, God gave you a light within you when it comes to your soul being authentic. Hold on 1 second, don't abuse you, because God is not hurting you. The energy is different. They said God will hurt you. No, 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 no. When you have the strength of a child of God, that energy is different. They would never understand. You was far from a crash out, only to keep it real. I love myself not to dim my light. I love myself not to dim my light. You know, you had someone in this tax bracket, that tax bracket. They probably had more than you, but they was trying to kick you down, discourage you, trying to humble you when you was on an empty stomach, or at the end of the day, dealing with trauma and pain. Hold on 1 second. They got you in competition when you was never competing. You ain't got to get physical with somebody that don't understand your growth when it comes to being woke. I don't worship the devil good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. Goddamn, my soul was never for sale when I was truly keeping it real, being authentic. You know, because when God gives you the remedy, Evan, say it for me, how God truly still remembers you. You know, when God gives you the remedy at the end of the day, how your heart actually beats when it comes to that beautiful soul that you truly had. Regardless if you got lost in your path at the end of the day, don't give up on yourself because God poured knowledge within you. To understand that, hold on 1 second, you was worthy of change. Growth, understanding elevation is different. You know, they say the grass is not greener on the other side. But when you understand that how fruitful you are and you pour into you at the end of the day, hold on 1 second, yeah, that ain't just different. Them seeds starts to make sense because you started planting when you least expected. And because you started planting, you started pouring into you because God never overlooked you. Unconditional love is different. You matter, you're worthy. Never give up on yourself when they overlook you and said you're not worthy. You know, God gave you a name. I may not make sense to the average person, but it wasn't I'll do you better than you when it comes to your trauma. It wasn't an act to end of it, being authentic. You know, whether in the storm that can relate to going within. You know, because people will put you in competition. They would be in the mindset of having so much hate, jealousy, and envy in their mindset at the end of the day. To create a hate train. But the devil was a lie that day. You know, because the devil continues to lie. Right. but God showed you how to tie your shoe that day. Now, ever straight for me. You ever realize that today? You know, when you tie your shoe, when you first learn how to tie your shoe, God endured knowledge within you when it comes to growth. We don't pray the same, but I was far from pretending being authentic, truly woke. How my next door neighbor, different tax bracket, playing with spoke in a toxic way, telling my every move like a bad habit. Didn't matter they tax bracket with their bad habits. Nah, I ain't have to get physical. I understood 6 feet apart when they try to line me up. At the end of the day, I wasn't trying to lose myself. Hold on one second. Our souls ain't the same. You know, because it's a good God and it's a bad God. But I worship the good God with no malicious intentions. Energy is different. Regardless to what you did to me that day, I didn't have to pretend to be authentic. I knew how to respect my neighbor. Energy harvests of innocent people's energy, and as soon as they speak up for themselves, they dead ass wrong. All because you don't know how to stay in your lane to understand growth. That hold on one second, maturing is different. No, I haven't changed up your goddamn shoe size, goddammit. Leave innocent people the fuck alone. I don't worship the devil. I don't mean no disrespect to my elders, and I say that respectfully. But people pick and choose who could talk about God. People pick and choose who could curse. People pick and choose who could talk about domestic violence, hate crime. You put a name in your book when it comes to the devil's a lie. You know, because as long as I'm not hurting myself or others around me, the energy is different. I'm truly stepping with God. Now, ever drink me. Only be yourself with no misintentions. I'm still healing from a hate crime that was done to me. And I would never hurt myself good day, bad day, or misunderstand day. And I never signed up for someone's one-sided ass contract. Or I never signed up for someone's one-sided ass low vibrational energy when it comes to someone projecting spoke on me. And watching my every move to see if it's actually working and trying to pay me to be the fool. Mentally unstable. Hold on one second. I understood unconditional starter within you, fool. No, I haven't said something. Leave me the fuck alone. How this type of stuff happens. You don't have to know somebody regardless how old they are. For someone to throw spell work at you, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day, all because you chose yourself. And it didn't matter about someone's tax bracket. It didn't matter about someone's culture, religion, sexual orientation, disability, or age. How someone would try to humble you because they're more spiritually gifted than you, but they use their gifts in all the wrong reasons. And you don't. You use your gifts for all the good. You use your gifts to help your neighbor with no misintentions. You don't sit there and use your gifts to kick the next person down, to create a hate train towards them, or to have that jealousy or hate or envy in your mindset. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. You know how to give respect when it's due. You know how to give your neighbor flowers when it's due. You know, we all not the same. I'm far from a hater. Didn't have to pretend neighbor. No, I haven't changed on me. Only be yourself with no misintentions. Ain't the same purpose only? No, I haven't changed on me. You ever been minding your business, minding your business, whatever case may be? You ever realize when someone said, I made some Kool-Aid for you? No, it's a truck door for me. What the fuck happened to the juice? Hello? I never understood this bullshit. A motherfucker would make you something, they be so happy and realize, hold on one second. The portion wasn't proper. No. Don't brag about something that you can't do. It's 2 easy steps. You put the Kool-Aid within the water at the end of the day, mix it up, add sugar, but hold on one second, you forgot your mental health. You forgot to realize, hold on one second. You know, diabetes is real. It's folks that's losing their life every single day. And they don't even understand what's going on with their mental health. How you can prolong a situation being sick. All because of the fact that the enemy is trying to test you. The devil trying to size you up. They don't want you to see another day to better your health. You know, this type of stuff actually happens. How someone would do spell work to project sickness on you. Or you saying that you okay for days and months and years at a time. Only to realize the hold on 1 second. Now you're trying to figure out your mental health. Are you coming and going? Doing better when it comes to time and day. Your health is truly important. I say that respectfully. Never overlook yourself to pretend to pour into you. But choose you, and I say this respectfully. You pour into everybody else's cup. It's okay to love yourself. And it's okay to have the right people in your life that sees you, hears you, respects you. But never allow someone to abuse you. Mentally, physically, spiritually, or financially. And I say that respectfully because you are worthy. My content is not for everyone. It's not. But your life matters. And it is Suicide Awareness Month. You may not have the proper support when it comes to talking to the right person. You may not feel comfortable talking to certain individuals when it comes to certain communities or going into certain people's offices or whatever the case may be. Or you just hold things in. But your voice does matter. And you are loved and you are respected and you are wanted. Not once in a toxic way, not once in an aggressive way, not once in a malicious way. But you are wanted by the people that truly are showing up for you. The way you want to show up for you, and actually understand that healing trauma and pain is not a race overnight process, but you are worthy of seeing another day. My content is not for everybody. I am still healing from a hate crime that was done to me 7/31/2025. I would never hurt myself regardless to what grown ass man or woman is threatening my life, or that's projecting spoke on me good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day, or that is gang stalking me. I do not live in fear, and I would never hurt myself. No mother or father or loved one should lose a child due to someone's insecurities, due to someone's jealousy, hate, or envy. And I say that respectfully, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. It doesn't matter if you're in a single family household or not. That's still your child. And you wouldn't want someone sending your baby to evil eye or putting a spell towards your child because someone lacks self-control, discipline, or they have jealousy and envy mindset. And it doesn't matter if someone came from poverty and pain or not. This should not be the norm. Screaming justice because someone want to do someone wrong. I'm Naya, genuine respect, and I might not make sense to the average person, but that's okay because my content is not for everyone. Regardless if you're an entrepreneur or not, and someone has you shadow banned or paying people to dig up your past or whatever the case may be, never allow someone to project fear or insecurity to you because they lack self-control when it comes to discipline. It doesn't matter if someone had a mother or father or two people in the household or not at the end of the day, for them to project this negative energy towards you. You know, jealousy and envy is an unhealthy drug. No, I haven't changed. I mean, I truly hope that you find peace with your old lady, goddammit. No, for real, what the fuck wrong with people? I don't understand. I'm not here to respect, and I love to talk about love. Love is real, love is one of a kind with the right one that's truly for you. Was it more so black and white at the end of the day? Who would have knew this sentence truly began with you? You know, that energy is different, how the pen starts off. But that was God truly leading and realize, hold on 1 second, God wasn't misleading you wrong. Someone bringing peace into your life, who would have knew? Being comfortable in your own skin, someone wasn't trying to project insecurities on you that day. Understand that, hold on 1 second, someone truly being faithful to you. It wasn't just a day. It wasn't just a week. It became a real reality at the end of the day, how your future was truly real. Someone truly keeping it real with you, love. I gotta go. RBS never know to shoot up is not supposed to hurt. It's not. You know, someone could truly walk into your life and see you, hear you, respect you. And not to switch up on you, but truly make you comfortable in your own skin. Someone not here to fumble you, but respect you. They didn't have to pretend to have their cake and eat it too. Because who would have knew? The love of your life only sees you. I may not make sense to the average person, but true love is not complicated. It's not. Because when you for somebody and someone is for you, you see each other. You respect each other with no misintentions. You don't have a hand problem. You don't have to be disrespectful to somebody. You can truly pour into somebody that is pouring into you. You know those days where someone didn't know how to respect you, they was projecting lust or mind manipulation games, how this chapter is different when it comes to your future, when it comes to better days. You know, when God sends the right people into your life, y'all may not pray the same, but someone is praying for you, not against you. Someone didn't have to play with sport to get your time and day to show you that, hold on 1 second, your vocabulary is different. Someone's really showing you unconditional love is real. Someone's really keeping it real with you, love. You know, someone bringing peace into your life. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And just because moments. You know, the energy is different. They say fairy tales not real, but someone could truly walk into it and truly keep it real. It was that moment when you realize, you know, because not everybody's meant to be in a marriage. But once you realize why you said I do to the right person, you know, because not everybody's meant to have a child. No, the trade on me too. Oh, gosh. But once you realize when the right person walks into your life, they fulfilled that cup within you. It became a new, different type of diet for you. You outgrew the old when it comes to someone that know how to love you, respect you. Your norm at the end of the day, someone didn't have to pretend to reject you. You know, because you always ask for a certain specific type of person, and you said it's not real. It's not a reality. Only for someone to truly become your reality. And it's just different. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and I would never hurt myself. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. Regardless to who has me shadow banned or not at the end of the day. My content is not for everyone. True love is not having a hand problem. True love is not something with the thought process, feeling, or I say that respectfully. True love is not lust or spell work. No, Evan, Jacoby. Listen, goddammit. Always be yourself and know my less intentions. I would never hurt myself regardless who's trying to blackmail me against me. And I do not live in fear. I walk these streets alone. And I say that respectfully. How folks will try to project fear in you or try to humble you watching your every move at the end of the day. I would never hurt myself. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect. Never allow someone to make you feel like you're uncomfortable in your own skin when they threaten your life that nobody's going to hear you or believe you. Because the right people see you, hear you, respect you with no malicious intentions, and I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. You are worthy of a healthy relationship with self. You are worthy of a healthy relationship when it comes to someone meeting you halfway. And I say that respectfully. And especially when a person doesn't have to pretend to actually love you. Because God was never for likes and views of cloud chasing or fame. Someone didn't have to act, let alone pretend to be authentic, never to switch up on you. That ain't just different. When you got a calling on your life, when it comes to, hold on 1 second, God was really treating you right. God know what you've been through emotionally. Almost lost yourself being emotionally unavailable, but who would know that boundary is different? Understand unconditional love started with you. Only was the person that was sweet for you, just brought you the proper balance to love you. That ain't just different. When God gave you access to a key at the end of the day, a better future ahead, because you matter, you're worthy when you're keeping it real. Now I gotta go. Be yourself, be yourself, be yourself. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect. When it comes to my creativity, I work alone and I always have since day one. Regardless who's in the background trying to blackmail me against me, and I say it respectfully. I get my creativity from my Heavenly Mother, my Heavenly Father God, and I do not worship the devil good day, bad day, or misunderstand day. I do not have people devices, gangster people, or project spoken towards people, or energy harvest off my neighbor's energy. Good day, bad day, or misunderstand day. Always be yourself. I don't run from he say, she say conversations. I could repeat whatever I said that day, and I said it respectfully. And I don't run from my past. We all have the same. I know how to respect my neighbor, regardless if you don't understand unconditional love. Started with then. I gotta go. Have a safe year, day, evening, week, weekend, humanity worthy. Misunderstood and loved by you, far from a hater, what about you? Misunderstood and judged by you, far from a hater, what about you? Stop the violence in the community. Stop the violence in the community. No, you haven't turned on me, goddamn. Stop the goddamn violence. Always be yourself. You know, individuals will try to call you a crash out, that you're mentally unstable, whatever the case may be. But people pick and choose who could talk about spirituality. People pick and choose who could talk about narcotics, violence, the devil. Or people pick and choose who could talk about gang stalking. People pick and choose. You ain't got malicious intent to hurt yourself or others around you. Respect's a two-way street. You know, you're going to bother certain folks' mental health because you choose yourself. I'm nice on respect. And my content is not for everyone. Gang stalking is real to your household, and you're not doing it for likes and views of cloud chasing. We're not the same, neighbor. Stay in your lane. I would never hurt myself, regardless to what man is threatening my life or what female is threatening my life at this moment. And I say that respectfully. Or is sending me spell work, and I say that respectfully. I do not live in fear, and I know how to look the devil in the eye, and I'm not scared. Hey, the have a goddamn good day. I gotta go. Never allow the devil to dim your light, neighbor. Never allow the devil to dim your light, neighbor. I'm far from a hater, neighbor. Damn, neighbor. The devil tried to shortchange you. They was their own issue when it come to self-control. Hold on 1 second, they forgot the discipline. You was far from losing yourself. When they said you was mentally unstable, God was keeping it real to better yourself. They had the gang stalk you with a hate train. But God showed you why you understood your faith that day. And days moving forward, when God was showing you unconditional love started within you. The energy is different when it comes to maturing. Always be yourself on intentions. No mother or father or loved one should lose a child or a loved one due to someone's insecurities, jealousy, hate, or envy. Hate. Be yourself. Peace and respect, some respect to the neighbors of the lights. You may never know them, you like, gotta go, never know them, you like, I gotta go. You know, folks would be so inspired by you, but they won't put respect on your name. They rather take notes at the end of the day and disrespect you when it comes to group chats, emails, or whatever the case may be. Try to diminish, discourage you, hack your device with their bad habits, didn't matter, they tags bracket, or because you know how to be authentic. That was God's gift, being yourself. I'm far from a copycat, I'm far from a hater. And I say that respectfully, neighbor. I'll be a 7 on my I gotta go. And when it comes to my creativity, I'll work alone. And I say that respectfully. Gang stalking is real to your household. You're not doing it for likes if it's a cloud chasing. You know, people that gang stalk people, they hack their devices, emails, accounts, and even more. They even tamper with their mail, and they try to bring harm towards them, or they try to project fear in them. They try to rob them mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, or even try to make them homeless. How this type of stuff actually happens. Just because it's not going on in your household, someone else is actually dealing with this, and they're not doing it for likes if it's a cloud chasing. Or even someone that has a child, someone's child was taken out of their hands, or because someone lacks self-control when it comes to discipline, being mature. It'd be the same thought for me. How household was broken, or because of the fact that someone did something out of the norm. Someone had jealousy, hate, and envy and mindset. Someone had jealousy, hate, and envy as their mindset. Or someone wanted to gain something off that child when it comes to money, that baby's energy. How this type of stuff actually happens. Because folks be out here energy harvesting on people's energy. And let me hide in here behind goddamn spell you, jackass. Don't be for a piece of your leg. Leave me innocent people alone, dumbass. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect. You matter and you are worthy. Never give up on yourself, and I say that respectfully. And you are worthy of being a mother and a father. And I hope one day that your child returns back to you. My conscience is everybody. And I say that respectfully. To the genuine ones, women's intentions, just because someone gave up on you, overlooked you during your journey, you matter and you are worthy. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and I'm far from a hater. No, I haven't changed on me. Oh, be yourself, but no, Melissa Sanchez. I gotta go. Oh, yeah, when it comes to gang stalking, folks will try to act like you was in a whole conversation with somebody at the end of the day, and you wasn't even present. Someone try to blackmail you against you, have you shadow banned, or dig up your past to try to humiliate you or disrespect you, energy harvest off your energy, try to be just like you. But it's only one you at the end of the day. We ain't the same. I'm far from a hater. When God sends the right people into your life, they see you, they hear you, they respect you. Regardless they came from poverty and pain, they act in a Bible at their shoe size. Hold on 1 second. The energy is different when it comes to respect. Elevation is different when God actually had a plan. Or the right people truly for you, not to overlook you. I'm nice on respect, so divines. Peace and respect, some respect, shit like Buster Divines. You ready? Them, you like, gotta go, never, them, you like.